high blood pressure, pre-diabetic, leaky gut, immune disorder. I'm in horrible shape. I heard there's this guy named Gary, and I heard he can do some incredible stuff. I found out about you on a Thursday. I got you on the phone on a Friday. On Monday, I was sitting in your office. I'm 66. Gaining muscle is not supposed to be happening.
I recently joined this journey with you about 7 months ago.
The best 7 months.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Human Podcast. I'm your host, Gary Brecka, human biologist, where we go down the road of everything anti-aging, longevity, biooptimization, and everything in between. Today is an extraordinarily special day for me, not only because I'm being joined by my wife on set today, but because we have a very special guest, someone I'm proud to call a friend. He is an entrepreneur, a New York Times best-selling author, an Emmy Award-winning TV producer. He's got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He is a philanthropist, a comedian, a game show host, a talk show host. He runs his own radio show. He's arguably the most powerful voice in media, and he is a Christian man and an all-around just great dude. I am super happy to welcome the one and only Mr. Steve Harvey to the Ultimate Human Podcast, brother.
I like that. Of all that other stuff you said.
I was like, the whole podcast is just the introduction.
It's waiting on the one and only. That's all. Somebody got mad at me one time. They said, man, how you have the audacity to call yourself the one and only? I said, well, you know another one? I mean, I'm not, that's not an arrogant statement. You know, everybody's one of one. So
That's true.
Well, you are definitely one of one. And we've had an amazing journey together. And I think a lot of people are familiar with your story, your struggles, and, you know, in younger in life, meaning that nothing was handed to you. Your career really took off late in life, in your late 30s. But I'm not sure that so many people are aware of your health journey. You know, the amount of time, the effort, the energy that you put into your health and your body. I recently joined this journey with you about 7 months ago, and it's been one heck of a journey.
The best 7 months. Because the rest of it, man, I mean, it was tough, you know, because I think maybe on my radio show I might have said it to some people, but I had a lot of problems I discovered last November, December. I was out of the country, and I just wasn't feeling myself, man. So I told my wife, and, you know, we went to a doctor in a hospital and saw a doctor in a hospital at Cleveland Clinic. There's a Cleveland Clinic in Abu Dhabi.
I did not know that.
And so I went over there because I grew up, used to work across the street from Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland. So I felt comfortable. It's top-notch facility over there. And I went to the hospital, and, man, I found out a series of things that I had that was wrong. And I didn't know, man. I wasn't sleeping well at night. I had severe sleep apnea. I did the overnight test at the hospital. I spent the night in the hospital, took the sleep apnea test. Found out I scored a 29, which is extremely high, severe sleep apnea. I ended up discovering I had high blood pressure. I was pre-diabetic. I had leaky gut. I had Sjogren's or something like that, immune disorder. I didn't know what that was. And I had something else. I had... That's a lot.
Well, that was a lot. Yeah, that was almost as much as your podcast introduction.
And I, you know, and I was really sitting there, man. I was feeling as bad as I've ever felt, you know. And I work a lot, so I'm like a machine. I know how to just do my work. But on my lunch break, I'd had to lay down, you know. As soon as work is over, I was done. I was exhausted the whole day. I was taking 5-hour energy shots.
Oh, boy.
I remember. Was doing 2 of them a day.
Oh, that's
just
terrible.
to try to get myself through it. And nothing was working. Until 7 months ago.
What were their solutions for you? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to.
Well,
give all
you
the
know,
detail,
I mean, like most people, you know, they do what they do. You know, sadly, you know, not too many people focus on the cure. It's more about treatment than anything.
Band-Aid approach.
And so they gave me some high blood medication. They gave me a CPAP machine. I started sleeping on a CPAP machine. Horrible. I hated it. It was just horrible. I never
strapped
liked
to
it.
your face, like the one that seals around your nose.
Come on,
or
man, you
seals
got to
in your-
turn around. I tried all kinds just to kind of win your nostril.
Yeah.
Then it kind of just went across your face. Then I put the mask on. I tried everything, man. I was sleeping on a CPAP machine. I was taking high blood pressure medication. I had been trying to fix this leaky gut for quite some time and thought I was doing it because I had been taking some supplements for a couple of years, you know. And so that was it, but it was just medication.
Right.
My vitamin D was low. I couldn't seem to get it up. My red blood count was low. I couldn't raise the red bloods in my body. I was just a walking mess, man, and I couldn't lose weight. I was trying everything, man. I was watching calorie count. I got a chef. I got a trainer. You know, I got an infrared sauna. I got everything I could think of, man, to try to make it work. And nothing. I mean, man, nothing was working, man.
Yeah, I actually remember the phone call from you, March of this year, and I forget exactly how you came to us, but I remember the phone call because I got off the phone call and I was talking to Sage. I said, "Man, this guy is on a mission. I can tell that he's committed and he's had it." Because when we talked, you said, "Listen, man, I'll fly anywhere in the country that you are, and you want me to come to Miami, I'll be there in 48 hours."
I'll tell you, I found out about you on a Thursday. I got you on the phone on a Friday. On Monday, I was sitting in your office.
That's
and
right.
how did you find out about us?
Actually, a young lady that works with my wife as her personal trainer from Australia. She's very astute, she's always on YouTube. She's the most medical person I've ever met. Yeah. And so she's like a sponge for information. And I was sitting in the kitchen one day talking to him, and she said, "Mr. Harvey, you just look like you're over it." And I said, "I am." She said, "You look so dejected." I said, "Look, I'm doing the workouts. I'm eating the food. I'm counting calories. I'm doing all this here. I ain't losing nothing, man. I'm not losing anything." And it's frustrating. She said, "I've been online. This guy named Gary Brecka. It was wonderful."
I like
You
the
know, she had
accent.
that.
Is that your Australian accent?
It sounds like it's
Gary
England.
Brecka.
It sounds like it's England, but that's all I know how to do.
That was a good try.
And she said, "I've left him an email, but I left another guy that bought this company called 10X Grant Cardone." And I said, "Grant Cardone? What do you mean you left him an email?" "I'm waiting on him to return the call." I said, "Well, I know Grant. I've done his 10X conference." And so I picked up the phone. I called Grant. He picked the phone and said, "Hey, Steve, what's going on?" I said, "Man, listen, here's the deal. I'm in horrible shape. I heard there's this guy that you've worked with named Gary, and I heard he can do some incredible stuff. This young lady showed me a video. I look, man, I'll go do all of this." He said, "Man, this is great. You're going to love it. I'll tell you what to do." He said, "Wait a minute. Let me put you in contact with him." And then that's how I reached out to you all's office.
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah. I remember he put us both on the phone. You were down there 48 hours later, and we started this journey. And, you know, a lot of people that are listening have probably walked in those very same shoes. You know, they've reached that point of frustration where they're doing the diet, they're doing the exercising, they just don't feel right. They're on medication. You know, I looked back, I was telling you at lunch today, I looked back at where we started in March and where we are today. And it is astounding to me the different human being that is showing up today versus what showed up in my unit in March. It is just...
But not just physical
Yeah,
appearance.
no, you know, everybody sees what's going on in the outside. You know, you look great, you're thinner. I know that your
stylist
your
is really
stylist
happy.
is not happy with us because they're taking in all your suits.
Oh, no, he's very happy.
I was
He
going to
is?
say, that's job
Oh, he
security.
is.
He's
He gets
French.
paid.
He thinks the skinnier you are, the better your life will be.
He's having fun.
Yeah, he's a supermodel. So he's got a whole nother. I'm sitting up here going, "Partner."
You're getting some glares off camera right now.
Oh, this dude right. But that's his world. He likes fashion. So he's excited, but he's mad at me because I don't want to get the suits taken in as tight as he wants.
Right.
That's the battle.
You know, when
they
you've
like
had
that
it-
European look, that snug look. But
yeah,
you got to
know,
show it
and
off,
when
too.
you've had that American gut for a while, you don't
Yeah.
you don't really focus on, wearing really tight clothes unless they just look tight. And that's what was happening.
So I was telling you earlier that, the leading risk factor for cardiovascular disease is something called metabolic syndrome. And we know the cardiovascular disease is the leading killer in the world. And when you have metabolic syndrome, it's when you have any two of the 5 things that you just mentioned. And that's high triglycerides, high blood fat, elevated insulin, you're hyperinsulinemic, elevated blood sugar, abdominal obesity, and high blood pressure. And also the, low healthy cholesterol, HDL cholesterol. And when I looked back at the labs in March, you had 5 of 5 of those things.
I had all of them.
All of them.
I was in trouble, man.
Yeah.
You were.
And today, last month, you had none. You had 0. You were 0 for 5.
Man.
I don't know if you remember this, but that day I told you, please take a before picture because you're going to have an after photo.
You told me. I got them.
And you got
You got it? All right, we're gonna have to
And
roll
that
that
might
up
be
on.
one- that might be
we'll
one of
roll
the
this
best
up on the
before
B-roll
and
of the
after.
podcast here.
And just think that was just 6 months. I mean, we're only in month
I mean,
7.
it's like when you've tried everything, and I'm a disciplined person.
Mm-hmm.
If I make up my mind to do something, I can
I
usually
have noticed
get it
that.
done.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I tell you I'm going to do it,
You were committed.
you pretty much know. You told me, you said, hey, man, give me 70 days.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me 70 days.
Yeah.
Look, man, come on, 70? Okay, cool. To fix the rest of my life?
And weeks.
I got 70 days. Look, I lost weight before during COVID. I went on this special program, lose 21 pounds in 21 days. And I did it.
You did.
I
you're
actually
miserable.
lost 25 pounds in 21 days.
Wow.
I followed it to the T. You intermittent fast, you stop eating at 8, you eat again at 12. They send your food in a bag to your house. It was during COVID, so I couldn't go anywhere. TV was shut off. So I wait on this bag, and at 12 I could eat. But I could only eat 1,000 calories a day.
man.
You're starving yourself.
And you weigh yourself every day, Sage. I was sitting on that stage, getting on that scale every day, weighing myself. And boom, the weight was dropping off.
Yep.
But when I stepped on my in-body machine, which tells you how much body fat you have, water, muscle tone, tissue, y'all lost this weight, man. And on the 21st day, I couldn't wait to get off this program, but I had lost this weight. But I had lost so much muscle tone.
Right.
I
And then
was
you're-
under 100 pounds of muscle.
Oh my
A
gosh.
third of the weight that I had lost was my muscle. And, muscle is your currency as you get older,
Your metabolic currency.
And so I did it. So when you said, give me 70 days, when people hear that, hey, man, just do this for 21 days, give up sugar. Man, I can't. You can.
Yes.
You can. And you put me on a paleo diet, but you reduced all these I was taking 32 pills a day.
Right.
You gave me, but here's where it started. I had already done a gene test.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just had never done anything with it.
Yeah.
So
You were
you
not
said-
supplementing for deficiency.
You said I need a gene test, but I didn't know it, but in my medical records, I had it.
Yep.
And then you did my blood work, all this on that Monday.
Yeah.
Right.
And you said Thursday, I will have everything you need.
Yep. I
And
remember.
buddy, you did not lie.
But what's astounding is, we went in that period of time from the body fat percentage in the 30s to now
18.6.
18.6.
So awesome.
What? What?
And how much muscle did you lose, Steve?
Zero.
How much did you gain, Steve?
Gain 1.2 pounds of muscle.
Nice. That's so
And
awesome.
this is amazing because most of the time, a third of that weight loss is lean muscle mass.
And look,
We didn't
man,
lose any
I'm
lean muscle mass.
66. Like gaining muscle is not supposed to be happening.
It's not easy.
But you took my gene work and you looked at my genes and you were telling me stuff about me that I don't know how you knew because I didn't give you medical reports.
No.
You just took blood work and looked at the genes.
Right.
And you said, this is what's wrong, this is what's wrong, this is what you have, this is what you have. And I went, whoa. And you started supplementing, what do you call it, gene deficiency?
Yeah, for deficiency. I mean,
Just the
most
raw
people
materials.
are supplementing just for the sake of supplementing. But we started supplementing for a specific deficiency in your body. And it was almost every other week I was talking to you and you were like, man, I am sleeping so much better. I got so much more energy at the office. I'm not dragging ass during the day. I dropped the 5-hour energy.
Oh,
more
yeah, you
brain
took me
fog.
off of that.
Oh, because those are terrible for you. Per your genes, you can't have the main ingredient, which is called cyanocobalamin, which is a cyanide-based B12. And that was messing you up more than you realize.
Oh, man. And I'm taking 2 a day.
Yeah.
Because I'm on Family Feud. I'm on the radio. I got a judge show. I'm just trying to stay functioning because I got to be sharp.
Right.
And it gave me that jolt.
Yeah.
But then it would make you crash.
But, man, I was hurting.
Yeah.
You know.
I remember I said, I know the only thing getting you through the day is your own stubborn willpower.
Because
And
I'm
you were
just,
like,
I got
right.
a lot of dog in me now.
Yeah.
That I do have.
Yeah.
There is a dog that resides in me. And I use him all the time. But what you did was you educated me on myself and my body because I didn't know. The main thing you taught me that I really learned was you said there is no one fix for everybody.
That is true.
You take this pill that'll cure your this, and this. No, man. Everybody. You could take this type of vitamin D and it'll do you nothing.
Right.
I've been taking vitamin D pills, and my vitamin D was like a 19?
Yeah, 19.
low.
It was
Critically
half the
low.
lowest end of the range. Yeah.
What's it now?
69. I looked at 96.
Thank you, Amelia. That's
We
why
got
we
people
have
off
her.
camera.
I didn't even know she was in here.
I didn't see her
That's
hiding behind the
Amelia.
couch there either.
She just popped right in.
69, 96 now. Play it out.
Dude, triglycerides were
Yeah.
elevated. They're normal now. Insulin was in the pre-diabetic range. Insulin resistance, they call that. That's normal now. Your 3-month average of your blood sugar was pre-diabetic. It's in the low end of normal now. Your healthy cholesterol is elevated. Your lethal cholesterol is down. The blood pressure the last time we took it had normalized. Clearly, the abdominal obesity is going away. You went from 5 of 5 to 0 of 5. And I think the message for people listening to this podcast is, given your schedule and your lifestyle and your travel and the amount of demands that you have, you had to, number one, make the time, number two, make the commitment to it. And what I want people to know is, how hard was it? And now, how likely are you to go back?
Well, here's the deal. You talk about my commitment, but the 2 most important things you have, everybody has, the 2 most important things is your health and your time. If you out of either one of those, you in a world of trouble.
That is true.
You out of time, you're gone. you out of health. Even if you here, you sick. What is this? So you got to prioritize, right? And look, it requires a discipline. You know, look, you're not going to change without discipline. You can't be successful without a discipline. Most successful people understand that. But most people who go to school and graduate from high school, you have to be disciplined to get a degree.
No doubt.
You have to be disciplined to get up and go to the post office every day. You got to be disciplined to get up and carry mail every day. You got to be disciplined to be a United Auto worker all day. These are disciplined people.
Yes.
I was all of that. You know, I worked in the automobile industry. You have to be disciplined to wake up and take care of your family.
Yep.
So we all have it in us. It's just the commitment that you want to make.
Yeah.
But it's an important commitment, you know. Come on, man. You got to do something to fix yourself. Because if I had 5 of those markers, and I knew none of this before, if I had 5 of those markers, 2, you're in trouble. You're at risk. Yes. I had all 5 of them. I'm pretty much was on just getting ready.
Yeah.
To just check it in. And that goes against everything I want. Because I want to live a long time.
Right.
Hell, I just got this money. I'm trying to.
You got creative ways to spend it.
Yeah, I
too.
got to start thinking of some stuff.
Exactly.
You know.
What are some things that, you know, on this health journey, what are some things in your life that the health journey's enabled you to do? Like, what has this journey been like impacting your career, your family, your relationships? Like,
first of all, my energy is completely different, totally turned around. My sleep has completely turned. You know, I've never been a big sleeper. And I just don't believe in it.
right.
But I've never been a big sleeper. But I had sleep apnea, which helped me not be a big sleeper. Because waking up, not breathing 2-3 times a night, right? And my wife would go, you know, sometimes, Steve, when you're snoring, you stop snoring. And you just cut off.
Yeah.
Start gasping.
Scary.
And, you know, and then you wake up and you go,
And now she's not sleeping because
yeah.
she's
so,
worrying
because
about
she's
you.
watching me.
Yeah.
So because of this, I no longer sleep. I'm off CPAC. I don't sleep with that. I no longer take high blood medication. You know, I'm rested. I'm sharper. My mental focus has come back. Just look, man, to be able to walk around like, I still kind of dress like a fat boy, you know, because I'm like I've trained myself over the years to blouse my shirt a certain way, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Added a bit.
You know, I still know all the tricks. And my stylist always goes, Mr. Harvey, you don't have to do that anymore.
Exactly.
You know, button your shirt and tuck it in. You know, I wouldn't tuck my shirt in because you know I didn't want it protruding. You know, and it's just created a freedom for me and a level of, and that's the vain part of it. But the feeling that I have on the inside is what, I'm going to tell you the biggest thing, and I know this will throw a lot of people off.
Hey guys, I think the most important website you may ever go to is theultimatehuman.com. That's theultimatehuman.com, because on this website, we can directly interact with one another. You can give me suggestions for podcast guests and topics that you'd like to see me cover. You can ask me any question that you'd like. More importantly, you can sign up for my entirely free newsletter. It comes out every single week. I write this so I can get the information to the masses on how to live a healthier, happier, longer, chemical-free life. You can also sign up for a pre-order of my book, and if you'd like to take the genetic test that I talk about all the time, it's available there too. And lastly, you can even see all of the products that I use in my daily life for a chemical-free, healthy living style. A lot of people ask me, you know, what do you use in your daily life, Gary? What do you brush your teeth with and clean your countertops with? Well, it's all there if you'd like to see it, and you can, again, ask me any question that you'd like and get my free newsletter. TheUltimateHuman.com. I promise you that information will help change the trajectory of your life. And now back to the Ultimate Human podcast.
Because you know, when you talk about sugar is really a killer. That processed sugar,
root of all evil.
is horrible out here, man. And it's got a lot of people sicker than they have to be. I can truly say, after 70 days of this program, I had cured something that I didn't think I would ever be able to shake, and that was my love of sweets.
Awesome.
I mean, look, man, I was a sweet boy. That I was a junkie. Pie, cake,
What was
ice
your
cream.
go-to?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ice cream. I still love it. But
And
I
you
found,
think about it every meal.
man, like I gotta have it.
Yeah.
Dessert, cake, pie, peach cobbler. Peach
good,
cobbler's it's amazing, you know. And so, but I found out some things about my body when you gave me that gene test. And with the diet you put me on, I don't even call it a diet because I could eat any meat I wanted to, beef, fish, chicken, you know, turkey.
Contrary to popular belief, your blood labs improved eating meat, fish,
Now-
chicken. Now you eat clean meats.
I only eat clean meat.
Yeah, it's got to be clean.
If it's not grass-fed, if it's not from an Amish farm, or if it's not from these farms in Georgia, where they have grass-fed, and I buy them right there, you know.
Yeah.
And the chef goes there and gets there.
Yeah, your
I
chef's
eat
amazing.
all organic vegetables.
Amazing.
I only eat single ingredient food. You know, fish has one ingredient in it. Fish.
Fish. Really don't need to do much more than that.
That is true.
Chicken
I
got
read the
one
back of
ingredient.
Throw
those
some lemon on it, you're good to go.
Impossible burgers sometimes has like 31 different
Ingredients
things.
are
I'm
Man,
like,
and so once I did that, and I gave my body a chance to be able to process the stuff, because when you put stuff in your body that it can't process, what does it do with it? Well, it stores it because it can't process it. You all taught me a whole different way. So I went on pretty much paleo. Now I gave up dairy because I had this leaky gut.
Right.
And when you got leaky gut, you can't have dairy. So I got off dairy. You took me off beans and wheat. I couldn't have any flour, stuff like that. I
Right.
couldn't have anything that was fortified or enriched.
Wow,
Yes.
come on now.
Bro,
Speaking my
these,
language, I'm so
on
proud
your
of you.
game.
let me tell you something.
So good.
Oh, it makes me
Like you bring a
These-
little tear to my eye.
Listen, man, these are words that sound delicious.
Yeah.
Fortified. You go, wow, that's
Enriched.
Enriched. Yeah, I want to be rich. Yeah.
I want to be rich.
And you go, it's enriched, it's fortified. and you
what
go,
they do.
this is dope, man.
Yeah. It's
it
good
is
marketing.
dope.
It's good advertising.
And it's perfectly wrong for
Yeah,
you.
okay.
And once I learned that my body cannot produce, what is it, folic acid?
Folic
Folic
acid.
acid.
My body cannot produce that. I mean, it can't,
Can't process it.
process
Process it.
Now, why am I putting it in here?
Exactly.
And if you flip that label over and it says folic acid, you need to put that thing down.
Throw it in the trash.
And if this is the magical, see, the single ingredient food really helped me because I can't read that good no way. So if you turn the label over and you can't pronounce the word, you probably don't need to eat it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is so true.
You know, because if you can't say fish, you probably don't need to eat none no damn way.
So true. Now, like, you know, your health journey began before we met, and you're a co-founder of a product I'm a huge fan of called Elevate You. Talk to me a little bit about the inspiration behind that product and what your mission is with that product, because I know that you put a lot of effort into
Hey,
that.
man, I did, because the one thing I knew that greens were good for you. I knew that. Now, I'm not a vegan by any stretch of the imagination. I tried that once. That was like an experiment out of hell. And, you know, I just struggle with being a vegan. And this is not slamming vegan, because more power to you. But that just ain't me. I just kept trying to figure out what God had gave me these teeth for. You know, if I'm just really mashing these vegetables up in the top of my mouth. So I just knew I had to have greens. But I was taking greens, but just some days I just couldn't gag it down. I was just trying, but I don't know. Listen to me, man. I know kale is good for you.
You don't want it every day.
But you ever tried to just eat a kale salad?
It's tough.
I mean, man, you really got to, you probably almost got to get on all fours to do it. You got to be a god, you got to be an animal eating kale. And so I knew it was good for you. I was juicing it, right? I was buying bunches of it, and I was making kale, spinach, broccoli, celery. And I knew, because it could get down to the cellular level and help you out. But I said, man, can anybody make this thing taste good? And so I just happened to throw that out one day on the radio, and I got a call from somebody that works for me named Christelle. She introduced me to the scientist named John Lyons from Harvard. And I sat down with him, and he said, tell me what you're trying to do. And I said, hey, man, I want something that's good for you. Has to have all the right stuff in it. But I want it to taste good, but I want it to have all the essential greens in it that you take. And he said, all right, so it took about 1.5 years. He sent me some stuff to taste. I was going, listen to me. I know you're a scientist, but I told you this got to taste good.
Right.
What is this?
This doesn't taste good.
You know, this is real close to gorilla urine. This right here.
I imagine this is how gorilla urine would taste.
Yeah, I've
never actually had
personal
that.
experience.
I ain't had none either, but I would imagine that's what it's been tasting like. So he laughed a little bit, and we kept trying, and they finally came up with it. And we came out with this Vitality Daily Greens that you take on a daily basis. And it just started going like gangbangers. And a lot of people started taking it. It increases your digestion, makes it better, increases your metabolism. It helps, you know, get rid of brain fog. It's just a really, really good product, man.
Right.
And I started taking it, man. I started feeling better, but I needed some more. Because, you know, you can feel better, but you can feel good without losing weight. And it wasn't a cure for high blood pressure. It wasn't a cure for sleep apnea. But I just started feeling better. And so then we just developed the product. We got it out on elevateyou.com. It started doing gangbangers. And then Walmart came along and said, hey, we've heard about this. Let's put it in stores. We went online and in stores. And then we created some special stick packs for Walmart. And it took off, man.
And so how long has this been in? Because this is only 2022 that you launched, right?
No, it came out 2023.
Oh, 2023.
It came out this year.
So the idea was incepted in 2022, but you hit the shelves this year.
It's selling that well in Walmart and on Walmart.com.
And it makes sense, because I think not everybody can afford these types of foods, you know, and doing a daily juice of spinach and kale and all broccoli and everything. And people don't really have the time for it, or they get into it for a little while and then it just sort of fades away.
You know, that's what the crazy part, because you get, you know, if you want to, you know, really blend the juices, you got to get a juicer and everything. It does take a certain amount of time, so I simplified it. And then with the stick
and it gets
packs.
Expensive too, so to be able to just compact it and take it to go.
Yeah.
So now that you're on this health journey, talk about your morning routine. Like, what does an average day for Steve Harvey look like?
You want what I
That's
do?
a big one.
Now,
Now, the last time you actually shared some of this with me, it took me to my knees.
Yes.
now this is when I met Gary and Sage. They introduced me to the 10X Health Protocol, and that right there has been the game changer for me. So here's my routine in the morning. Let me walk you through it. First thing, I wake up and I take my amino drink that helps me when I work out to burn the fat instead of my muscle. So I keep my muscle. I drink my amino drink. Then I take my three supplement pills first thing in the morning, a peptide and a couple of pills. I take 3 pills in the morning with my water, and I take my undertongue little pill that I take in the morning that dissolves under your tongue.
Yep.
That's the first thing. Then we go
Oh, yeah. Here it
to
comes.
a wonderful, beautiful, dark place. I go downstairs.
Dark place.
And I cold plunge. I've been on this program now total 200 days. Today was Amelia, today was number 160.
100. You've only missed 10 days.
Well, I didn't tell her a couple
didn't
of
tell her.
times. So
Okay. We don't have to tell her.
I think my number is really like 180.
That's not bad.
180, 175, because I've traveled, missed some travel days, got to a hotel, didn't get it set up in time, lost a part or something like that. But here's the deal. I wake up in the morning, I have a permanent cold plunge pool in my house. I go downstairs. The science is the water has to be minimum 58 degrees. And then you can go as low as 50. There is no science that says you need to do it any colder. People do it for ego. You can do it, but there's just no science that says it works better. Your protocol says to get in this water, minimum 3 minutes, maximum 6.
Right.
And I am here to tell you, if you get in the water first thing in the morning at 50 degrees, it is more than a notion. This ain't no, look, man, I'm telling you.
I remember when you called me, you said, I walked up to it 9 times
Seriously,
today.
bro.
9 times.
I called Gary. I said, Gary, I can't climb in this thing, man.
You did.
Because the hardest
Started
time to
breathing
get
with
in
him over the
is
phone.
the second time. Because you know what's fitting to happen
you know
now.
what's
the first
happening,
time I got in, it was just like diving into a pool of death. The second time, why would I knowingly kill myself? Yes. And so it's a challenge to get in that water, man.
Mind over matter.
I don't want to make people think, you just go down there and get it. It's so wonderfully refreshing. No.
It sucks every time.
And after 100 and almost 180 of these, I'm telling you the part I have not mastered. And I even talked to you about this today. And how many have you done? Probably thousands.
Yeah, thousands, probably.
He's super regimented.
I'm like 180, right?
Yeah.
So imagine this, man.
By the way, it never gets easier.
No, bro.
It doesn't.
I've asked you
It sucks every time.
how, because putting my feet in it don't bother me. It's lowering your groin.
Roaring.
You can call it, let's just call it the groin. It's lowering your lower extremities, and they hit that water.
They're not happy.
And oh my goodness.
And I'm like,
The boys are not happy.
Not happy.
And they run to warmth. And so you sit in there and everything, and you hyperventilate, and all the way up to here, and then you get your shoulders in it. And you sit there from 3 to 6 minutes. And like, I keep my underwear on when I do it because I cannot deal with looking down there.
And not seeing anything.
after.
And I have a vagina. That's just uncomfortable. I'm not.
Yeah, they
feel
are.
like a woman
They have
today, huh?
definitely run to
Oh, give me. Oh, I love them.
warmer pastures.
I have a special love for that.
Yeah.
But I don't want one myself. Buddy, but I got to tell you, man, that cold plunge has been a game changer for me.
It is.
And I have a discipline about it now where I have to get it done. But it's more than a notion, man. It's not easy to do. I'm not going to tell people that. People say, do you recommend it? No, I don't. Because I don't think the average person is going to do it. Because, you tell people that, I don't like cold water.
Right.
Okay, who does?
Right.
And you
This
taught
is
me
why
something.
aging is the aggressive pursuit of comfort. Most people would pursue comfort much more aggressively than they pursue.
Okay, what'd you tell
things
me?
like that.
The water temperature at your house can get as cold as what?
Probably in the 60s.
In
No.
the 60s.
Are you talking about in Colorado?
No, not y'all live
Oh,
by
in
Col-
Miami.
yeah,
I'm
but
talking
still.
about Miami.
Oh, in Miami.
Yeah.
70s.
70s.
Your water. So when you take a cold shower, cut on all cold water, that water is about 70 degrees.
Yep.
That's not what we're talking about here.
Right.
No.
I cut this puppy down at least to 58 to 50. That's a 20-degree temperature change. That's a huge jump. And most people say they don't like, but once when you do it, your favorite phrase is it becomes your drug of choice.
Yes. I told
That's
you
your
that.
favorite phrase.
Yes.
And I'll give you an example. The other day, I didn't get in it in the morning. I did my radio show. I came back home, and I was telling Amelia, I said, man, I'm just lethargic today. I don't feel like doing nothing. And then I went in and I started lifting weights in my gym, trying to give myself a little energy. And I got a workout in. And then I said, you know what? I looked over to the cold plunge, and I got on in it. And I went and I got in it, and I suffered getting in. And once I got out, man, it brightened my whole day.
This is what I try to tell people. And look, if you don't have the money to spend on a cold plunge, start by all means with cold showers. Because one of the things that people are going to pick apart on this podcast is they're going to say, I don't have the money to do what Steve did. And you do, because you're taking a shower every day. And you have some other equipment. And every time we talk about a piece of equipment, I try to tell people ways that they can get similar or nearly the same advantage for free. Exposing their skin to sunlight, learning how to do breath work, taking a cold shower versus getting in a cold plunge. And then when the time affords itself and you can buy a piece of equipment like that, then by all means, get one.
But hey, man, look, I got buddies that do this right here. They run a bathtub full of cold water, and every night on the way from work, they grab a bag or two of ice.
That's all you need?
And they drop it in there and swish it around till it melts. And they got a temperature gun that you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Right.
And you aim it at the water. And if you want a little bit colder, just drop a little bit more ice in there and switch it around. When they get that water down to 56, they jump in.
And they go.
And okay, well, who wants to go get 2 bags of ice every day? Okay, well, who wants to live longer? It's just a real simple choice, man.
Right.
That's how we started. He was driving me kind of crazy, actually. We kept coming in with the bags of ice. Then he realized, well, maybe if I bought you bought an ice machine.
I put an ice machine in our house.
Like a commercial-sized ice machine in the house.
Barb ice machine.
So then he'd just, scoop it out of there. And then that's when the research, started for the ice plunge.
Wow, I got
tubs.
a buddy that he took an old deep freezer.
I've seen that too. People at Costco.
yeah.
I'm always worried that I'm going to get electrocuted. I guess you could unplug it right before you get in there, but yeah, I think you can get those things for like $400 or $500, right? And
yeah, he don't have a plug on it.
oh,
I didn't tell you how
just
he
used
got
to-
the deep freezer. He picked it up on somebody's corner.
it picked it up.
And he fills it with cold water, but the insulation keeps it kind of cold.
Keeps it
You
chilly.
can drop the top and keep
And
it.
that's
keep
what
it
it
kinda
does. So here's my routine. I
So
get
you
up
start the cold plunge.
every morning. I cold plunge. Takes 6 minutes because I do the full 6.
I'm
It
proud
has
of
been
you.
a great benefit to me because, like you taught me, nothing burns calories like cold water submersion.
So true.
And so I get through with that, and then I do my oxygen bag. The 10X oxygen bag is about 8 feet tall. I put my mask on, I get on my bike on my treadmill, and it takes me about 15 minutes of breathing 95% oxygen.
Percent oxygen.
I finish that, and then I go lay in the light bed therapy. Now, like you say, if you don't have the money for that, there are alternatives. There are light panels you can buy that are way less expensive. You could
You
do
can
that.
go out in the morning and expose your skin to first light, the first 45 minutes of the day.
on the
It'll cost
ground
you zero.
and
Yep.
it costs you nothing.
Right.
So it's ways to do it, right? But for me, because I've been very fortunate, I'm able to buy these things because I don't have the time to do a lot of stuff. So once I do that, finish the light bed, then I go to work. I go to do radio, and then I go to the set to do Family Feud, the judge show, whatever. And I have a PMF mat that I sleep on that you ordered for me. I sleep on that 30 minutes at night, 30 minutes when I wake up. You don't even know it. You don't feel a thing. You just hit the button and go to bed. I set my alarm clock where I wake up and have my morning meditation. I hit the button. I lay there and meditate. I get up. That's my day. That's the routine.
Now, I have to give your wife some credit because when we first met you, you had something that
she had the light bed.
The light bed already.
For like the last 2 years.
Our version of the light bed, and you didn't want to get in it.
Because you didn't understand the benefits of it.
He didn't understand the benefits
Why
of it.
am I getting in here?
Right. And
what does it do? It's just light.
Right.
It's like
but I
Christmas
love
tree.
that she tried at least to get you on board for it. She was way ahead.
Really knows that. And she bought this stuff. She had a couple of them. She had an oxygen bag too, but it was an outdated version. We lost parts to it.
I was actually surprised. Marjorie was pretty far down the road in terms of her understanding of biohacking and biooptimization. I mean, when I was talking about labs, she was right there with me the whole time. She had a red light therapy bed. She had the oxygen, the multi-step oxygen bag.
Sauna bed too? Am I wrong on that one?
They had a sauna bed in there too. They had a sauna. She's got
But I love
everything
that she was so excited when we first met and she knew all of these things already and it was great.
Oh, because that validated everything she had been telling me.
Yes, exactly.
Because I wouldn't even get in the light bed. What is that for old people? She said, Steve, you're 66.
Yeah. Now, you're on this health journey. Things have massively changed for you. You have your core businesses and you have your labors of love. And I know one of your labors of love is your ranch. And I know that you've been able to combine your ranch with your philanthropic work, the Marjorie and Steve Harvey Foundation. Tell me a little bit about the foundation and what the mission is and the direction that that's going.
The foundation, the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation, is about the uplift and edification of young people. We deal with young people from the ages of 13 to 18. Her girls program is quite different. It's open to all. It's open to anybody, any doesn't matter about your financial background, doesn't matter where you're from, doesn't matter about if you have a single parent home or married couples. Her company, she just brings girls together. Her philosophy is, if I take a young lady who's underprivileged and put her around a lady that's privileged, I'm going to get me two things accomplished here. I'm going to let this young lady see that there is a better life, and then I'm going to let this privileged person see you don't understand how well you have it.
I love that.
I love that too.
And maybe
so
you
much.
should learn how to reach back and drag somebody to where you are.
Instead of pushing these people apart, maybe bring them together. I think their country could use so much more of that.
I love
And
that concept.
that is her philosophy. My philosophy with the boys are a little bit different. When I buried my father when I was 43, man, when I was leaving his funeral, well, actually at the funeral, and I was sitting there looking at my favorite person up there in that casket, I said, man, what in the world would I have done without this dude right here? It's no way I would be who I turned out to be without this dude. And when I got on the plane and left his funeral, I kept thinking about that. I said, man, what do little boys do that ain't got no daddy?
Yeah.
That's got to be rough. So these single mothers out here that's got these boys and they trying to turn them into men, how are they accomplishing this? Because I know how daunting of a task that was. So after that, I said, you know what? I had a ranch in Dallas. I said, man, I'm going to start bringing boys out there from single-parent homes headed up by women from 13 to 18 from underprivileged backgrounds, and I'm gonna help shape them.
Love that.
And that's how it started.
I love them. Yeah.
And that's how the whole
So you
thing
bring
got
them to
started.
the ranch.
I fly them in, drive them in, bus them in, whatever I got to do. I not only bring them, I bring a guardian with them.
Oh,
Really?
awesome.
They have to have a guardian, a mother, a grandmother, a aunt, somebody. Because I have programming for the parent, just like I have programming from the boys.
And this takes place on the ranch.
Everything takes place on the ranch. I got a new ranch outside of Atlanta here, down in Barnesville, Georgia. I actually bought the Chick-fil-A ranch. Chick-fil-A had this ranch called the Rock Ranch. I actually purchased that from them. And it was amazing how God really works, you know. my mama used to always say, when you ask God for something, remember God gives you exceedingly and abundantly over all you think or ask. She said, that's an important scripture, Steve. So I was asking God for a ranch close here to Atlanta so I could drive within an hour, hour and a half. And I wanted 300 acres because I had 100-something before. I said, I want 300 acres, man. That's huge, and I'll get it.
Right.
And God got his hands on it, and he said, okay, I'm going to get you a ranch that's an hour 15 from your house, and I'm going to give you 1,600 acres.
It's incredible.
So that's what we ended up getting. And we took the ranch, and I sold it to my foundation. I leased it to my foundation for $1.
Awesome.
Because my foundation couldn't afford something like this. If I'd have spent that kind of money on that ranch, people would have been, I donated $30. I ain't donating for you to buy no farm, you know. So Marjorie and I bought it ourselves.
Okay.
And then we donated or give it to our foundation for $1. Right now, the goal is to build it out with dormitories, a STEM center, a theater, fishing lodge, a gymnasium, and we want to sleep 300 boys or girls.
All at a time.
All at one time.
Amazing.
But right now, what we have to do is, because I can't afford to do all of that right now, is we put up huge tents. We have a huge tent that sleeps 200.
Okay.
And then, you know, we bring in those VIP toilets, and we bring in those VIP showers where you can go in the bathroom and close the door and use the bathroom and have wash facilities. And then you can go take a real shower. It's not like porta potties or nothing like that out on a construction site. You actually flush, have running water, all like that.
Yeah.
And we set them up and we keep them down there for the week. And we feed them, we clothe them, we house them, and we teach them and we train them. And you give us your boy for a week, and we'll give you back a much better young person.
Really?
I love that.
And it works, man. It works.
That is
What's the
fantastic.
application process like? I mean, do you have a team?
It goes through the foundation website,
Okay.
StephenMarjorieHarvey.org, and you just apply. Everybody knows. On the radio show, I say we're now taking applications for, and what happens is we get thousands.
Oh, I bet.
We get thousands of requests, but we only got room for 200 right now, 300 right now. But when I get this dormitory facilities built, right now I'm looking for a builder who can come in and maybe do some prefabricated houses for me.
Right.
Or I was waiting on the United States Army, who promised me to help me. If they could let me have some of those refurbished houses that they have on base for boot camp, I could put it up. But building brick and mortar right now is a little bit expensive for us, and we're having a tough time putting that together. But we're going to get it done.
I love this.
And these are week-long programs at a time.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost the family anything?
No.
Or?
They don't have to fly. They don't have to pay for food. They don't pay for clothes. I clothe them. I feed them. Everything for the week. And once I get this place built, I'll be able to do more than 1 week a year.
Wow.
All those remote camps that I do right now, I'll be able to bring them in because I have the housing already taken care of.
So if somebody wanted to make a donation or participate in the ranch, how would they do that? Is there a website?
StephenMarjorieHarveyFoundation.com.
Stephen Mark.
.com or .org?
Amelia.
Yeah. Try both of them.
.org.
.org.
Right.
Stephen Marjorie
Harvey
Foundation.org.
Got it.
There you go. Somebody out there going to help us.
Somebody will.
I think the most important thing, man, is I need somebody who has an honest way that we could put up some affordable housing to house these kids. If not, I got to keep pitching this tent. But, you know, it's kind of hard, man.
So, you know, we were on our way up here to do the podcast with you, and we were talking about some fun things that we thought we'd like to do on the podcast. And since you've been the host of Family Feud for so long, we thought we'd actually turn you into a contestant.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, on the Family Feud. So,
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
I'm a great host.
You're not good at the answers?
Not really a good Family Feud player. See, the thing with me is,
let's see.
I don't know what the answers are going to be. I wait on you to say something that I know ain't up there. That's where I shine.
That's where he's good.
Yeah, that's what they pay me for. So, all right, so what y'all got?
So we think, Mike, if you get 3 out of 5, a good cheat day, nice cigar. So I want you to envision what you would be munching on.
Pizza.
Pizza.
I'm telling you right
Pizza.
now.
Oh, you haven't had that in 7 months. I know that.
Go ahead and get ready, baby. Go ahead and get ready. I'm finna nail this 3 out
Little
of 5.
keto crust.
Okay.
Pizza.
Paleo crust.
I don't want no paleo crust.
No, you want the real
The first
thing.
one I know you're going to get because we've already talked about it. So we'll start with the easy
guy.
ones, okay. So name something you never get used to in your protocol. That's an easy one.
Oh, the cold plunge pool.
That's
Survey.
it. Survey
You
says.
can't. There's nothing you can do, folks. I recommend doing it, but prepare yourself.
Oh, God, I love
Yes, because you never get used to it.
Hey, man, Stephen A. Smith, he called me after he did the first one. My buddy was
I know. He told me what you
He
said.
said it was a near-death experience.
He told me the same thing. He's like,
There was
and
a
you
lot of
know,
drama
he
to it.
talks. He's like, Gary, you have no idea how much I hate the cold. I am not getting in that thing. I was like, you can do it. And I remember he called you and you were like, turn that temperature down
Come on,
and
man.
get all the way into your shoulders.
Man, I got it like 70. No.
No.
Man. It don't work until you get to 58. No, I'm going to try it at 60. You're wasting your time, man.
Yep.
And, you know, we frat brothers, so I get on him. I say, come on, man, what's up?
Yeah.
That's funny.
You finna do this here? So
Yeah, he
does
called
it,
me
man.
back. He said, Steve gave me a tongue lashing.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do it. And he does
A lot of
it
competition between
every
these
morning
circles.
for 6 minutes too now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to do 3." Hey man, 6. What you talking about?
Don't wimp out.
That's what you call a good friend right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you call a good friend.
That's funny.
All right, we got second
Okay.
question prepared here.
So next question. What is the ingredient in American bread and pasta that you should avoid?
It is called FOLIC. You
got it.
cannot eat that, baby.
Folic acid.
FOLIC. You
You
cannot
got it.
eat it.
Good. Hey,
Can't get it.
two-
Pizza, here I come.
2 for 5.
Need 3 out of 5. I'm gonna nail it all and get some ice cream too.
2 for
All right,
5.
don't push it. Don't
now
push
we're now we're going to take a wild left turn.
Uh-oh.
We're going to take a wild left turn here.
Okay.
We're going to bring you out to the ranch,
Okay.
to the lake.
Okay.
What is the best lure to catch a bass on?
A bass.
Yes.
A best lure.
What is the best lure? Lure.
It depends,
catch a bass
man,
on.
on water temperature. It depends on the color. It depends on the current. It depends on where you're at. It depends on the depth of the water. But plastic soft lures are the absolute best, and you can't miss with a worm. A plastic worm is it.
First
Plastic
answer.
worm, man.
Can't miss, man.
Come on
That's
now.
bass, baby.
That's bad.
That's bass. Plastic worm is the #1 lure you can't miss.
Plastic worm.
But
And
you
what do you
got-
do? Jig it along the bottom?
Well, you bounce a little bit different. If I know it's covered down there, I kind of raise it up a little bit.
So
Let
they
it
can
come
see
up
it?
and fall. Yeah. I try to double jerk sometime, make it pulse.
Yep.
You know, anything
And then
to
you just hit
attract
it.
them. Make sure it's got a little swirly tail. I like it with a little swirl tail on it.
So is this something that you'll teach the kids, boys and girls?
Oh, yeah, they all fish.
Everybody
They all
fishes?
fish. A lot of them are fishing for the very first time. Most
Yeah.
of the kids catch fish for the first time. It's
That's
a shot.
so cool.
We got big gangster dudes.
Get excited.
Get a fish. Oh, I can't put my finger in my what?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You've been fighting all week down here. You've been threatening. Come on, man. So it's big fun.
And they don't like to grab that slimy fish with their bare hands.
No, I mean, go across.
Or the worms too.
Yeah.
Hooking a worm for the first time is
Yeah.
intimidating.
Yeah.
My dad we used to go camping out in Colorado, and he would make us tie our own flies, and we'd go fly fishing. And then he would get so mad at me because he taught me how to tie
Cranky
like
Dewey.
an elk hair caddis and a woolly bugger and all these different types of flies, mayfly.
See, that I got to come to y'all's spot in
You
Colorado.
do.
It's so nice.
It's so gorgeous.
Because I've never fly fished.
Oh yeah, there's a sage rod you can use. Sage rod is very famous, but
Would they name it after you? What's
Of
happening?
course, because I am the ultimate
Oh, I'm
And they have
fisherwoman.
sagebrush. And
Yes, there's a lot of sage. My
got
parents were
sage
hippies.
Brecka.
I know people that burn sage.
Yes, because you know it gets out the bad energy from
They're
the room.
weird. Yeah.
They're
yeah.
weird.
Or you could just marry one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I just married a
Yeah.
Good luck all the time.
Yeah, start you a real fire.
He's a smart. He's a smart man. Smart man.
All right, babe, we got 2 more.
Okay. So if exercising on an empty stomach, what should you drink to preserve your muscle?
amino acids.
Yes.
Wow, dude, he's
Amino
killing
acids.
it.
Killing it.
4 out of 4. Get that pizza
Get
ready.
the pizza ready.
Come on, baby.
All right, now one more.
One more. Okay, if I get 5 out of 5, let me see.
Okay.
5 out of 5 might be a Cuban cigar, a cognac, and a pizza.
No, if I get 5 out of 5, my stylist, Ellie, has to cold plunge.
Oh, I like this.
I like where this
I
is
like
going.
this.
Ellie,
Come
if I get
on.
5 out of 5, because he did it one time.
Okay.
I
How
have
long
the
did it
video.
last?
How long did he do?
It was, well, you know, he was at a health club, and they give you 15 minutes to cold plunge.
Okay.
His entire 15 minutes was standing on the edge of the plunge pool looking at the water. His whole 15 was that.
The whole 15.
You could hear
under the bus
people in
here?
the background going, "Get in the water!"
Get out of the water.
So, and then finally, he got in.
Yeah.
And he did what the number one thing you told him not to do, because he saw somebody do it. He got in, he lowered himself down, he was in there, he was holding it. He got on glasses because everything's a look. He was right here. He was holding himself, kept his nipples out the water,
Right.
and he thought he had it. And then he said, "I'm going for it." And he dropped down, he held his nose, and he completely went underwater.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a lot.
He
That was-
took
that
his
was a-
bald head and dipped it in that 50-degree water.
How long did he last?
He got up, he was standing there, and he started doing the breathing. I had to get deliberate breaths.
Box breathing.
All this, I'm telling you, was a total of exactly 51 seconds.
There's a lot of drama
51
there.
seconds. He
All
got
right.
out, and he said, "I will never, ever." Because they used, you know, every day at work, I had the cold plunge report.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, I go to Family Feud and I go, "Man, I did this cold plunge today, man. It was crazy. It was such a..." And him and the makeup artist, "Mr. Harvey, come on, you're going to talk about this every day. It's no big deal." Okay.
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 So now, so if I get 5 out of 5,
5 out
Okay.
of 5.
Ellie,
You in?
you have to cold
We'll
plunge.
walk you
minutes.
through it. We'll walk you. Gary will walk you through the breathing.
3 minutes.
Okay.
In the cold plunge.
3 minutes.
3 minutes. That's good.
All right. When smoking a cigar, what needs to be taken after?
Liquid minerals. I have to take these minerals. It's called metal something. It removes metals from your system. You put it under your tongue, 2 droppers. I don't know the proper name, but it's a brown bottle. I have 8 of them. As a matter of fact, I have some right over there in my cigar seat.
Removes
Survey
metal.
says you're going in the cold
Metal
plunge.
Metal cleanse, baby. Woo! Ellie, you won,
Yeah, we're
man.
gonna follow
Congratulations.
the camera crew is gonna follow you after the podcast.
Congratulations, baby. A metal cleanse. Yeah.
Oh, God, I love it. Ooh, I have another good question here.
Okay.
Since we've got Chef in the room, how has Chef changed your foods, your diet, how you're eating, how you feel about?
Well, first of all, I'm on what's considered paleo. But what my chef does is what he knows how to make everything taste really good by using extra herbs or vegetables.
Love it.
He don't care nothing about salt for you and all like that. He keeps that nice and low. But he uses a lot of herbs and mints and different concoctions that I've never had before. Like he'll make his own pepper sauce. Like he'll go and harvest peppers down at the farm and the ranch, and he'll make a hot sauce for you.
Oh, wow.
Or he'll put it in a glaze and make a remoulade for you. He's just found a way to make eating interesting so it doesn't get boring for you. He gives me like 4 options every meal for what you want to do, and then he'll prepare it, you know. So I've been very fortunate in that because the number one thing for me is flavor.
Yeah.
Right.
If I don't like what I'm eating, I'm not going to stay on your program. I'm just not going to do it. And that was my problem before because I couldn't get away from sugar, man. I was really addicted to sugar, and it was causing a lot of problems for me that I wasn't aware of till I met you.
Right.
You know, I heard sugar ain't good for you, but it tastes so damn good, right?
Right.
But there's ways to get that without it. And if you can give your program 70 days, you can change a person's life and outlook, because it don't take 70 days to break a habit.
No.
Right.
But I'm not addicted to sugar like I used to be.
Well, and you're eating whole foods. I mean, meat, fish, chicken, eggs, avocado, coconut oil, olive oil, nuts.
I'll tell you
whole
what
foods.
happens, man. When you get used to doing it the right way, like I don't snack like I used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, if I watch a football game, I'm eating all day. I'm pretty much really, for the most part, I do pretty much my 3 meals.
Right.
Sometimes I don't even get that third meal because I'll do like a protein shake or something. But I like a lot of fruit. You know, fruit is my snack when I have it.
And this is something that's hard for people to grasp, because when they start on a journey, and the idea behind this podcast wasn't to get people on our program per se, but it was to inspire them to, number one, get some data on their body, find out if you have metabolic syndrome, talk to your doctor about that. And number two, realize that once you made this change, it's actually easy to stay because you don't want to go back.
I can't go back, man.
Yeah.
I cannot. It's no way, man.
Yeah.
Man, it's like you can find a way to still enjoy yourself. But I had to make a choice, man. Nothing tastes as good as I want to look.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What did Dana say? Nothing. He was quoting an actress, and he said something like, nothing tastes better than skinny.
being skinny.
Than being skinny.
Yeah.
But
Nothing tastes better than being skinny.
yeah.
Man, it's a real thing, man, when you get control of that tongue, man. When you're not a slave to your tongue anymore, it can change your life, man, for the better. And I think the thing that I'm most appreciative about is just that I'm not hooked on that sugar like I was.
Right.
Because that sugar's taking people out of here, man.
Well, and
Yeah.
a big, cancer feeds on sugar, and then, Alzheimer's and diabetes is type 3 diabetes, and or Alzheimer's and dementia is type 3 diabetes, and it's all sugar related. And our country has such a sugar problem. Like, Gary and I tried to go to Disney World like 2 years ago with my nieces and my daughter.
Oh my God, drove me crazy.
He couldn't do it. We bought
I
a
left
2-day
the second day. I
pass.
said,
He
babe,
left
I'm
the
going to say
second.
something. I'm literally going to walk up to a random family and intervene.
It was too hard for him. He wanted to
You're gonna walk
advise
up to a
everybody.
random family
He
and
wanted to
intervene.
take. Yeah.
Do you know how many calories that funnel cake is? Because I saw grandma in a motorized wheelchair and with a big
Extra
2 liter
big
of
gulp.
soda, and she's in the motorized wheelchair, and then mom, her daughter, you could tell, is next to her, and she was so big, God bless her soul, she had a fanny pack on because she couldn't put her hands in her pocket. And then there was like a 13-year-old kid, just big as a house, and he had a funnel cake, which is just deep fried white flour with 10x sugar on it, and a 64-ounce big gulp soda.
Which is child abuse.
Just like 5 sodas. So 5 sodas, deep
disgusting.
fried flour in canola oil with 10x sugar, and you can see the progress. You can see where you're going, right? I mean, that's your future. And
But
I just
you, though,
He couldn't do
I
it,
wanted
Steve.
to.
I had to leave before I
started
walked
twitching.
into a family and intervened.
I
Yes.
said, babe, I paid for the ticket. We're going to the Magic Kingdom. He was
I'm like, babe,
I can't do it.
I gotta say something.
No.
And yeah,
It was
and-
either he was going to say stuff that was inappropriate
Or just go home.
Just stay home.
Yeah, just
so
go
I
home.
made him
You
stay
know,
home.
man,
So I went
like,
home.
I hate to be the guy that's like, now this is what I'm doing. Everybody need to join on board. So I try to find, like on my radio show, like ways to say it. We talk on my radio show about health because I got Elevate You product. But I try to find ways to break it to people where it's not like I'm preaching.
right.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
nobody wants to be
We're
preached
judging.
to.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
don't want to judge. we just want you to feel
I
better.
like sugar. Like, look, man, I found Rebel ice cream. I found keto ice cream.
Oh, yeah. There's
You know,
options.
I get it. I can do it. But now I don't need it like I used to. Like I used to have, Chef had to make me a berry crisp or something every damn day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, he'll make one as a suggestion to me because I hardly ever ask for it anymore.
Right.
So the biggest thing for me, man, was getting unhooked on sugar.
Yes, it's
a
right
big
up there
addiction.
with nicotine, alcohol. People don't realize that a lot of the same receptors that are sweet receptors, especially on the back of the tongue, are also triggering dopamine. So most of us don't just like sugar; we're addicted to sugar, and a lot of the chemical sugar industry, you know, sugar substitute industry is actually not just designed to taste sweet, but it's designed to ding the dopamine receptor. It's actually designed to give us a chemical reward.
Bro, when I was on the road homeless and I lived in my car and I was trying to drive to a gig that was a long way away, my go-to thing was to stop and get a Coca-Cola and a moon pie. And brother, you eat a moon pie and drink a Coca-Cola, woo, you can get to Georgia from damn near anywhere. You can, let me tell you something, buddy.
Moon pie and a Coca-Cola.
You eat a moon pie and a Coca-Cola.
You're on.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah.
Hey guys, as you know, I do not push products on my podcast or my social media unless I use them in my everyday life. This is one of those products. Most of us have a very difficult time meeting our protein needs, and certain protein sources like whey protein and others can be as little as 20% absorbable. This is 99% absorbable, and it has all of the essential amino acids that the body needs to build lean muscle, to recover, to improve our exercise performance, and most importantly, to repair after we have intense exercise. So this is called Perfect Amino by Body Health. It's, like I said, 99% absorbable. It only has 2 calories. Eventually, the caloric intake has virtually no caloric intake. It will not break a fast. It tastes amazing. You mix it in water. I take this literally every single morning. If you're working out in a fasted state, you have to take a full spectrum amino acid prior to your workout to preserve your lean muscle and make sure that you're recovering properly. And again, it will not break your fast. So the caloric impact is virtually 0. You get all of the full spectrum amino acids. It tastes wonderful. I use it every single day. You can go to bodyhealth.com/ultimate. That's bodyhealth.com/ultimate and look for the perfect aminos. They actually come in capsules if you're on the go, or it comes in several flavors that they make in a powder, which I love. It's flavored with natural means of flavoring, so there's no artificial sweeteners in here. So this is one of my absolute favorite products. Give it a try. If you're working out at all, you need a full spectrum amino acid. Go to bodyhealth.com/ultimate. That's bodyhealth.com/ultimate. I love their lab tested products. You can actually see the absorption rate for all of their products. They've got great electrolyte protein combinations. My favorite is the perfect aminos. Bodyhealth.com/ultimate. And now back to the Ultimate Human Podcast.
God, I love it.
That is cocaine for
Man, I'm telling you, man, I would just be like,
Buzzing.
buzz, man. And then 2 hours later,
Crash.
boom.
I'm on the side of the road, man, trying
Sleeping.
Isn't that funny? You didn't even realize it, you know, back then,
No.
that it was that sugar spike and that sugar crash.
But you know, man, I started figuring out something was wrong because I used to drink Tropicana orange juice every morning, and after I drank it, I would get sleepy. Every morning. And then finally I said, man, how am I feeling groggy right after breakfast like this? And I just stopped drinking that high sugar orange juice, and I stopped getting sleepy. I was putting myself into a diabetic coma every morning.
Yes.
I was just going, let me just go and drink a cup of coma and get on out of here. And I did that to myself every day to
People
the point
think that's
where
normal. They think it's healthy.
I won't even drink orange juice, even if it's fresh.
Yeah,
I won't.
I don't either.
I'm just scared of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Because you know what it does to your body now. Well, and you've got such a clean system now too. It's, you know, everything's
And it
gonna
takes
affect
more
it.
blood to digest these high, you know, refined carbohydrates. And you think about it, the amount of blood in your system is fixed. So it can't be here and here at the same time.
It's
right?
fixed.
There's only so much in here, right? You decide where you want it to be. Do you want it to be up here driving cognitive function and energy and focus and concentration? Or do you want it to be down here digesting, you know,
Hey, Gary,
high
do me a
glycemic
favor.
foods?
Could you tell my chef that I'm having pizza today?
He's having pizza
I don't even
today,
know if he has the
and he's going to
ingredients
have
for it.
pizza standing next to the cold plunge,
Watching Ellie.
watching Elliot
I'm excited about that.
freeze to death for 3 minutes.
Congratulations, Ellie.
3 minutes, man. It's
I
not.
knew you could do it. He won.
In fact, from the time you just found out till now, you would already be out of the
Hey,
cold
man,
plunge.
let me tell you something. This kid over here, this is a really good guy.
I love him.
Ellie's a
He's
good
cool.
guy. He's like in phenomenal shape. He's in phenomenal. He don't need to do cold plunge. He don't need to do none of this.
That is
Right.
true. I saw a 6-pack.
The cold plunge is for me.
Yeah. Well, I feel kind of bad because he didn't even get to be a part. He was kind of volunteered. He didn't actually volunteer.
But he wanted to.
I mean, I didn't really hear him say, Steve, if you get that question, I'll get in the cold plunge. And
Oh, I heard it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh,
Well,
it's a
you're
little-
sitting closer to him.
Yeah,
so-
you couldn't hardly hear
Yeah.
it.
No, I couldn't.
I heard him say, pick me, pick
Yeah.
me. And I went, huh?
The look on his face, he's off camera. He doesn't have the look of a volunteer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, volunteers don't always look like they want to.
No, that's true.
You know,
That's true.
I've
But
never.
I mean, it's almost a painful kind of, I really didn't
you know,
volunteer look.
Gary,
though.
I've never volunteered to get my ass whooped, but a couple people just took it upon themselves. I was there and I had a certain look. I had just made several statements. That's when I first learned not to talk too much. I made a couple of
listened to a
statements.
podcast you were on the other day, and you were describing himself barking at somebody through a fence, calling somebody out through a fence, and he said he didn't realize that this guy, at some point, that he was antagonizing, who actually, according to the story, warned you to stop, had worked his way out around the fence and come up behind Steve.
He was behind me.
Oh, no.
And apparently,
Yeah.
he pressed his face into the fence.
To that chain link fence.
Oh, wow.
Where my lips was now on the basketball court. He had
Through the
there was
fence.
nothing in this hole except my lips, and he was mashing my head in that wire.
I could just see you just
And
running
man,
your
I
mouth.
was talking so
running
much
your-
trash.
Where'd
and
he go?
I kept going, where is he?
Where'd he go?
Yeah, you shot me. I can't believe you kept. I went. And that's when I first started learning about talking trash. You got to know when to pull back. Read the room.
Yes.
And I was reading the room, but when I noticed he wasn't there, I should have noticed that the room was empty. And you probably need to turn around. It was too late.
It's always the guy that's really calm and polite and tells you to stop.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's the one you got to worry about when he's like, "Hey, Steve, I'm not gonna let you say that to me again."
Oh yeah. He said
That's when you
almost
just
like
go, "Okay."
because I had
That's
all
how
the,
my dad was.
I had
growing
all
up.
the girls laughing.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet.
And he said, hey, my man, I had enough, okay? You had enough. You don't tell me when enough is enough. I decide when enough is enough. And then I said something else to him. He said, all right, my man, I told you now. Oh, he told me. Oh, what I'm supposed to do? Ooh, I'm scared. And when I look back, I didn't see him. And I kept on. And yeah, he got me.
That maybe he got me. That may be the whole point of this podcast, too. Know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Steve, I can't even tell you how much I appreciate having you on the show. You're an inspiration to so many people on so many levels. Just your story, your journey. I hope that your health journey inspires some people, because there are people listening to this podcast right now that are suffering from metabolic syndrome and do not even know that they have it.
And that was me.
And you had 505.
I didn't even know what it was.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
And now you've got 0 of 5 in 7 months. And every single person listening to this podcast can go on that journey. Simple changes, little changes that they can make in their life to entirely change the trajectory of their life.
Yeah. And if you can get to Miami and go see this man directly, if you're one of those fortunate people, I strongly suggest that you do that, because you have nothing more important than your health. Nothing at all. It's been great, man.
It's been great. I end the podcast every time by asking, every guest this same last question, and that is, what does it mean to you to be an ultimate human?
Well, it has now given me the ability and the confidence to think that, well, you know what, man, I can actually do some things that can actually prolong my life as long as God be willing. It's really in God's hands, but I need to do all I can to assist him. And becoming a member of the Superhuman Protocol has allowed me to have a toolbox that I can reach in to get energy When I want to get energy or boost, I can go cold plunge. Look, man, if I want to get my breathing work done, I can hook up my oxygen bag or go up there and do my breathing exercises, man. It's just so many things how to keep my blood pressure right without getting excitable. I just got a toolbox, man. And it's because of the stuff I learned from you. I've learned a lot of don'ts. And knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do.
Yes, sir.
And if I just stay away from a lot of the don'ts, that'll fix a lot of the do's up automatically. And that's what I learned the most, man. And I thank you, brother.
Appreciate you, my friend.
Right, man.
Thank you.
And Sage, thank you.
Thank you. We love
You
coming
got
here.
a really fly wife, man.
I do. I really do. I mean, I'm blessed in so many ways, and that's one of my biggest right there.
Yeah.
Well, and you do too. We love Marjorie.
Oh, Marjorie's like gas for me, man. Bad shit. When I leave this podcast, I'm on the way to go find her.
And as always, that's just science.